Hello and welcome to Trish Rock Inspires. I'm your host, Trish Rock, peace coach, best-selling author, and psychic. This podcast is to inspire you and shift your perception so that you can live your best life. This is Series 5, and I hope you enjoy the podcasts. Please like, share, and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can connect with me at trishrock.com. Now sit back and enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires podcast. I'm Trish Rock and this is Series 5. And in this episode, we are talking about step 4 in the peace process. Over the last couple of episodes, we've been talking about these steps in my new book, The Peace Process, Tools to Align and Prosper, and the 5 steps of how you can really transform any area of your life and any part of your life. So we've already spoken about step 1, which is accessing parallel realities to really shift a part of your personality, that persona that is carrying out or creating from that story that it carries, that it holds, and moving into a parallel reality where you can remember a different way that persona is operating, I guess, is a good way of saying it. Remembering a different way that persona is living and coming back into your present reality with that knowledge and really remembering who you truly are in relation to that persona. And then we go to step 2, which is about forgiveness and acceptance. And, a lot of the stories that old persona was carrying is not relevant anymore when you come back from step 1 and you remember who you really are, and your persona shifts into remembrance. And you don't need those old stories to keep being proven. And usually, any persona that we're carrying, any part of ourselves that doesn't seem to want to shift or change, it just keeps proving those old stories about us of rejection or insignificance or unlovability or lack or not good enough. And until you can remember who you really are, you will keep that old persona going with those stories because it needs to prove itself. So in step 2, we go through the forgiveness and the acceptance and really let go of a lot of those stories that were holding that old persona in place because they're not needed anymore. And then in step 3, we spoke about self-actualization versus self-sabotage and really being aware of the sabotaging behaviors that go on in our life when we are about to step into something that's a little bit scary or something that, one of our old emotional memories wants to save us from, right? Because it didn't work out the first time. So we can really be aware of, are we using the language and the actions and the feelings and the energy and the thoughts to self-actualize the reality we want? Or are we still in self-sabotage, trying to stay in the old story? And that's a really big awareness to have. And step 3, that will really, the process will really help you shift your perceptions around that, and really have that awareness of, you know, what you are doing to stay in the old story and not be more in the new story. And because you already remember who you are in that new story, because you've already lived it in another reality, it's easy to recognize the difference. And now in step 4, it's really about connection. You know, connection to who we really are is so important. When you're living a life with no connection, all you're focused on is the external, is the physical. But when you're really connected with who you are, you understand that you're so much more than the physical. And my belief around all of this is, and everybody's got different beliefs and different perceptions depending on, you know, who we are and what we've lived. My perception on this is that, you know, we are an energy. I call it love. You might call it God, source, the eternal, the infinite, whatever you want to call it. I call it love, energy, and just on a side note, not the love that you have with in here as a human, like loving someone else or loving something that you do. It's a love essence. So that's what I believe we are, and I believe that we are here having this human experience to expand that love essence, to expand our understanding, to expand our journey. And from that point of view, it's an important experience here that we're having as a human. And I don't believe we should be trying to escape it through spiritual practices or through anything that feels like we're trying to escape the human experiences, addictions, all of that. You know, I feel we should be really grateful that we're here having these experiences, because every experience here as a human, whether it's good or bad, is expanding us. And that is the purpose. It's the purpose of being here. And yes, we can create a lot of good things while we're here and different legacies and, you know, create all the stuff in the physical as well. But ultimately, you can't take any of that with you when this body dies. It's the expansion within you of your soul, of your spirit, that you take with you. So that's my perception of it. And when you can really be connected to that greater part of who you are, you understand you're never alone. It's always a big room full of other energies everywhere, right? Because we are all energy, everything's energy. And when you can kind of see it through, you know, like, just take a moment now and ask yourself, who is it that is, like, your human eyes are seeing something, but who is it that is recognizing and noticing that you're seeing that? Who is it behind that human eye that is noticing and observing that you are seeing something? You know, there is more to us. There's more to you than what you experience with your human senses. And when you can live like that and really be the observer from that connected point of view, life changes. And yes, it's important to be here as a physical being, because it's fun, it's an adventure, it's curious. We get to experience things and experience feelings and have things in the physical. It's a fun adventure. It's like a playground, right? And so that's really important, but it's also the other side of who we really are that's important as well. So in step 4, we really explore this connection of who you are. And I've got a series of meditations for all of the chakras in the book. And so you can really experience different levels to the connection and different parts of yourself. Now, it's really about being awake and being aware. And it really helps you find that inner peace. And that's ultimately what my book is all about. It's what my teaching and my passion here in this life is all about. And it's what my process is about. Finding peace with who you are, with your life, with everything in it. Finding peace with it all. It doesn't mean that you have to just be, a doormat and let things happen that you don't like. But finding peace within yourself about where you are right now improves your health, improves your relationships, it improves your business, it improves your money, it improves your total well-being. Why? Because when you're in a battle with anything, you're in resistance. And when you're in resistance, you're not connected. When you're in peace within yourself and harmony, and you're really in that connected state, it's far easier to find that peace and that connection and that contentment in all the other areas of your life. And you can still be a very driven, very goal-oriented, very action-oriented person, but you're coming from a place of harmony rather than a battle. So it's an important part of the process, and it's an important part of life to find that peace within yourself for who you are and everything you've created so far. And that will help you make the next decisions. So in step 4, I also talk a lot about the chakra system, and many of you are probably familiar with it. But the chakra system really, if it's out of alignment, will reflect in the physical as well. So each of the chakras will have a corresponding area in your life. So sometimes when I'm with clients, I can feel and I can sense in their body where their energy is out. And so I can then work on it that way. And then other times when I'm hearing their story or what the issue is, I can relate that area of their life to a particular chakra, and I know it's out of balance. Now, really having an awareness of this helps you. I'm not focused on it to a great extent on a daily basis, but when something is really in my face, in the physical, that feels blocked, I will go to the connection to my energy centers and try to find a solution from there and get that energy flowing. And I just feel it's a beautiful part of becoming really aware of who you are. And in this step, I also talk about muscle testing and really tuning into your body for the answers. And that's a part of connection as well. You can tune into your body for the answers to certain things, and you can also tune into your inner knowing for the answers to a lot of things. So connection with spirit, with your essence, and connection with your body, your physical body, really allows you to be in a beautiful state of flow to create the reality that you want to experience. And then in the next step, which is in the next episode, we talk about integrating that into your physical experience. We talk about integrating all of these steps and this new persona that you've shifted to, integrating that into the physical so that your physical environment then reflects this new, more empowered story that you've got going on within you. So ask yourself, how connected do you feel to your body, to your inner resources? How connected do you feel? And if you are feeling disconnected, firstly ask yourself where, and just see if the answer flows for you, because it is there. And build that awareness of actually hearing and feeling the answers, but build that muscle of and that awareness of asking yourself first, why am I feeling this in the body? What's my body trying to tell me? Why am I feeling disconnected right now? And asking your higher self. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that episode of the podcast. We're talking about step 4 of connection with yourself and others, and really creating an authentic way of being. Next episode is about step 5, engaging with the new normals, and I'll see you then. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires. You can connect with me at trishrock.com. See you for the next one.